Have you ever felt a call on your life? Something you knew God was calling you towards, felt it deep down, knew God wanted you to be faithful in a certain scenario, right? Certain situation, be it big or small, yet you were reluctant to act on it? I certainly have. And the reluctance usually came from fears or what if scenarios I would run through my mind. Things like, but what if I fail at it? Or what if I embarrass myself? What if it's not actually God talking to me, calling me towards this? Which always then lead to excuses. Things like, well, I would do it, but I'm such a busy season right now in my life. Or I would, but I'll wait until I'm a little more financially stable and then I'll answer that call, God. Well, today in our reading, we're going to look at an example from one of the great heroes of the Bible where he struggled with some of these same doubts and fears, what ifs, and excuses. So my name is Nathan Brown. I'm a member of Heights Christian Church here in Albuquerque, and we are going through the Bible together, a period of 5 years' time. We just started in January again, and we have made our way through Genesis and celebrated the Easter season, and now we are in the book of Exodus. We are going to pick it up in Exodus chapter 4, verse 1 through 17 today. And if you'd like to follow along with us on this journey, please subscribe, hit that bell button for notifications. Join us on this adventure. So again, we are in Exodus chapter 4, verses 1 through 17. A little bit of background on this before I get started reading is this is where Moses is talking to God at Mount Sinai, and God is talking to him in the form of a burning bush. God is outlining his plan of salvation for taking his people, Israel, out of Egypt, out of slavery, and Moses is giving his initial hesitation. So we pick it up there. Again, Exodus chapter 4, verses 1 through 17. Then Moses answered, but behold, they will not believe me or listen to my voice, for they will say, the Lord did not appear to you. So the Lord said to him, what is that in your hand? He said, a staff. He said, throw it on the ground. So he threw it on the ground, and it became a serpent, and Moses ran from it. The Lord said to Moses, put out your hand and catch it by the tail. So he put out his hand and caught it, and became a staff in his hand, that they may believe that the Lord, the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, has appeared to them. Again, the Lord said to him, put your hand inside your cloak. And he put his hand inside his cloak. And he took it out. Behold, his hand was leprous like snow. Then God said, put your hand back inside your cloak. So he put his hand back inside his cloak. And when he took it out, behold, it was restored like the rest of his flesh. If they will not believe you, God said, or listen to the first sign, they may believe the latter sign. If they will not believe even these two signs, or listen to your voice, you shall take some water from the Nile and pour it on the dry ground, and the water that you shall take from the Nile will become blood, dry ground. And Moses said to the Lord, oh, my Lord, I am not eloquent, either in the past or since you have spoken to your servant, but I am slow of speech and of tongue. Then the Lord said to him, who has made man's mouth? Who makes him mute, or deaf, or seeing, or blind? Was it not I, the Lord? Now therefore go, and I will be with your mouth, and teach you what you shall speak. But he said, oh, my Lord, please send someone else. Then the anger of the Lord was kindled against Moses, and he said, is there not Aaron, your brother, the Levite? I know that he can speak well. Behold, he is coming out to meet you, and when he sees you, he will be glad in his heart. You shall speak to him, and put the words in his mouth, and I will be with your mouth, his mouth, and will teach you both what to do. He shall speak for you to the people, and he shall be your mouth, and you shall be as God in him. And take in your hand his staff, which you shall do with signs. Wow, a lot there. Almost to the point where it felt like there was flat out disobedience from Moses. If we're all honest with ourselves, I think we've been there a time or two. I know I have. And I let fear, I let the what ifs, I let the excuses make me be disobedient to a call I felt God was putting on my life. And a recent example I can give where God put something in my life that I ended up answering and was blessed by it was a huge career change that God had put on my heart. I was in a very comfortable job. I was making decent money, working remotely from home. My suit were my pajamas, and I literally had to get up out of my bed and walk 10 feet when I was at work. And out of nowhere, God started just working on my heart, put it on me that He wanted me to get education, to be an educator. And it's just the irony that is funny to me because I come from a family of educators. Both my parents, both my siblings are educators, and I remember almost mocking them and laughing, saying, "I don't know how you guys do that job. How on earth are do you deal with snot nosed kids or brats running around?" And so I'd almost mock it. And I remember specifically stating multiple times, well, maybe I could see doing that job or that age, but I could never be a middle school teacher. And so where do you think God opened up an opportunity door for me to step into a middle school position, of course. So I had the Moses moments, I had the Jonah moments where I just felt I was arguing with God, God, not now because you need to pay off this debt or this. I can't take that pay cut. Oh God, what if it's not right for me? What if I embarrass myself? And it's just fear of standing in front of a room of middle school students that can make fun of me for whatever. But I realized after a certain point of all this arguing and praying back and forth with God that I was putting my foundation of faith, self, my abilities, instead of putting my foundation of faith in God, His promises, His word, His promises of being with me through that. And so I finally accepted it, and it has been a huge blessing. I can't imagine not knowing the people I know and the opportunities that have opened themselves to speak life into the next generation. It's been a huge blessing. So I just want to encourage you all in that to be bold. If God is calling you to do something, be it little or huge, act out in faith, step into it, trust God, not yourself, and don't let a fear of what if, turn into if only. If only I would have answered that call, where would I be right now? Where would my family be? So I want to leave you with one of my favorite verses, Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, He will make paths straight. Again, I hope this is encouraging to you all. I love you and see you in tomorrow.